Do 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 do. All right, hello everyone. I don't know who all is here, but if you are new here, hi. So some stuff happened. The stuff is always happening. I've got drama and tea to spill, and then we're gonna work on this beautiful piece of mannequin shadow that you're all gonna stare at for a while. So I'm sure you've all know and you've all heard. If you haven't, Draft2Digital, it is a company where you can pretty much you can publish your ebook there, and then they'll distribute your ebook everywhere else. So like with Draft2Digital, they used to be Smashwords. Smashwords and Draft2Digital were different, and then they merged. So now, in order to publish through Smashwords, you have to use Draft2Digital. So, yeah. And because of that, like, I started with Smashwords because it was free and I could get my ebooks, the ones I was writing, because I was writing a whole lot at the time, and I had stuff from middle school, high school stories I wrote, and I decided to publish them because your girl was a broke college student. And since she was 18 now, she was just like, okay, let me publish some of my books as ebooks that I've written and see if I can get a passive income, because I was constantly homeless throughout middle school and high school. There was a lot of food insecurity, and I'm like, this will be a possible chance of being able to have a couple of dollars here and there for things like food, anything I might need in that regard. And I've always been writing. So I was just like, I had a whole bunch of shit. So that is why I published my stuff. And pretty much still while I publish it, like, I'm just like, it'll at least give me like gas money and whatnot. It'll be a little bit of something. So like totally over publishing sales wise, I think I've made around $12, if that. Like, I remember I got a payout from Smashwords was about $8. Based off of the math I could see, it was $4 or $5 is what I earned last year, if I did my math correctly. I downloaded my spreadsheets. But Smashwords did a little fuckaroo this morning. And if you're unaware, let me happily tell you how their fuckaroo went. So Smashwords, they sent an email out at some point between today and yesterday. I did not get this email. My email was in my fucking spam folder for whatever reason. And so that was fun. That email was in the spam folder. And so I had to go and get it to read it. And actually, let me pull it up on my phone. Right now, I'm currently going through all of my Draft2Digital stuff and delisting everything. I have downloaded an EPUB file of every single one of my books that was on Draft2Digital so that I have it. Like, I have a copy. And feel free to talk. When you talk in the chat, you'll get a chow. So here it is. I'm not vibing with the sound of this right now. Sounds a bit staticky and it's not happy on my brain. But yeah, so they sent an email. Mine came on April 14th at 9:30 p.m., but it went straight to my spam folder. Like I said earlier, I found out because, like, I follow someone on Threads, which is like the Instagram text version of stuff. And so I was like, what on earth is happening? When did this happen? And they said yesterday, today, blah, blah, blah. So it says, dear so-and-so, like, it says your name. And it says, for the first time in our history. So, like, it's titled Important Updates to Your Draft2Digital account. So if you have Draft2Digital and you don't have this email yet, check your spam folder. Like, I went and I checked my trash to see if I accidentally threw it away yesterday. To be like, did I just throw it in my trash, clearing my email? Because I clear my email, like, once a day of all the spam and shit. But it says, for the first time in our history, we're introducing account activation and maintenance fees. For those existing Draft2Digital authors, especially those with regularly selling books, these fees do not affect you. Here's how they'll work. However, bullshit. Oh, hold on, my husband's calling me. Give me a second. Hey, baby. That was the hubby. The hubby is doing well. This means I'm gonna have to change all my fucking things. Because I have links to my books and I'm gonna have to change them. Because I now have to set up a different thing. I have to wait for this to finish just listing. But I've got, like, at least under 25 books to do now. But where was I in reading this email? Oh, yeah. Activate. Last word I read was, here's how they'll work. So it says activation fee for new accounts. So before it was free. Like, the activating the account was free. It did not cost you anything. But now it's going to cost you something for activating an account or creating an account, essentially. If you already have a Draft2Digital account, if you're reading this, you probably do, the activation fee doesn't apply to you. Yay for me, I guess. New accounts will include a one-time fee of $20 USD. This activation fee, combined with our verification tools and human reviewers, will help us maintain a secure, high-integrity publishing environment. Like many platforms, we've seen a significant increase in automated and low-quality account creation in recent years. This onslaught from automated content farms threatens reader trust in indie titles and risks indies being associated with low-quality slop. And slop is in quotation marks. Just want to give you that. A modest activation fee can make a real difference and allow our team to stay focused on supporting genuine authors like you. So, like I said, when I first made my account, I was a broke college kid. I didn't have $20. So I lucked out where the account was free. And so, yeah, but it's still bullshit. You know what I didn't do? I didn't share the live stream anymore. Let me also do that. I know it's just me. Damn, is life fucking crazy right now. It really, really is. Speaking of which, I have Patreon. If you ever want to support me on Patreon, I have that. So if y'all ever want to support me on Patreon, I've got Patreon. And that gives you access to everything. And you're about to have access to all the EPUB files. Well, the PDF files. I'm going to turn them into PDFs for you. Just make your lives so much easier. There's a lot of people. People are popping off on Threads right now. Because that's where I heard about it. You just lost all access to me. But yeah, like $20 is not a big deal for some people, but $20 is a lot of money. Like back in the day, so I was born in 94. But back in the day, I used to save up all my money to get $20, and then I would have to wait for games to go on sale. Like I would have to wait for them to be out for like a while. And then they would go on sale and they would be $20, and that's when I would buy them. Because that's how much I bought Shadow the Hedgehog for. And then they were just like, oh no, it rung up for this price. And then I had to go and bring them their little sticker from the back and be like, you have it listed for $20 on the floor. Here you go. I remember I had to run to the back of the store to grab that list price and be like, there. So, like, not everyone can afford $20 to, like, make an account, especially when it's a lot easier to just publish. Like, Amazon, you don't have to pay $20 to publish a book on Amazon. And you actually, I set up an account to get my books on Google. One of them, the title was too short and too basic, so I have to make more creative / longer titles for my ebooks before I put them on Google, and I just haven't done that. I will be later today, and then figuring out to do the Amazon stuff. I'm also probably gonna have to make new covers, not gonna lie. But the next part of this email says, annual maintenance fee. This is the main thing that's enraging everyone. An annual maintenance fee of $12 USD will apply to accounts whose earnings from book sales, meaning your net proceeds after Draft2Digital's commission, because Draft2Digital takes a cut of each book sale. So that's also a thing. Like, they take a cut and now they're gonna charge you $12 a year for a maintenance fee. Total less than $100 over the preceding 12-month period. So I only made like $5 in sales last year. That's all I made. I made $5 in sales last year, and several of my books are actually listed as free, or were. They're going out. I don't know if you'll still have them if you paid for my books or not on the service that you paid them for once I delisted them, and for that I'm sorry. But this is just how it has to be. Also, people are having issues deactivating their account. Are you also having issues deactivating your account? I haven't tried yet. But like I said, with all the books that I have published, which is a little under 25, I only made like $5. And several of my books were free. And most of them are only $1. Because, like, I tend to write short stories, so they're like $1 each. Some of the longer ones are also still $1. So I'm like, what's up, my dude? Like, this is $1. And you're taking a cut of my commission, which means no matter what, where this book sells, depending on where this book sells and the commission price, and the cut you take. Okay, this one that I'm looking at is free. I'll find out in a second, but for me, it's not worth that because I'm not meeting those sales numbers. I'm not advertising my books a lot. I've been doing it more, and especially in my videos, and now I'm gonna have to go through and edit some shit and find a new home for my books. So that's gonna be fun for me. So this one is 99 cents. And the current royalties, where depending on where it sells, it's 59 cents for each copy sold. If it sells on Amazon, I only get 29 cents. Because Amazon and Draft2Digital both take a cut of the pie. But it's not like Draft2Digital decided, you know what, we're gonna make the sales across the board a specific price. We're going to not do that. Alright. Changing my chat around. Moving it down. But yeah. That's annoying. And so, I'm not making that number. I'm imagining most people are not making that number in sales. So, yeah. Draft2Digital is primarily supported by earning commissions on book sales. And yet you could have just raised your cut of the pie, and then we would all just raise our books to cover that. But okay. Or we would just be, alright, I'm not making as much money off of this book anymore. For accounts that earn less revenue, a small annual fee helps offset a portion of steadily rising costs we pay to maintain those accounts, including compliance, security, and infrastructure upkeep. Maintenance fees will start going in effect in 30 days on May 14th, 2026, and will be based on your account anniversary date. We all will always notify you in advance. Not enough advance. Like, you couldn't take a poll. You couldn't think of other ways. My husband thought of so many other ways in the car ride, ranting with me and my sister. And I zoned out for a brief period during it because I was like, fuck. And also, like, I'm working on a comic book that I was planning on. I'm working on a comic book that I'm making by hand that I was going to scan and get everything all nice and formatted to publish physically through Draft2Digital, and now I can't. I was also thinking about doing a birthday sale and a promotion because my birthday's next month. That's not gonna happen. So, for all of you who are also mad, I perfectly understand. The bottom line, so there's more to this email, I didn't finish reading it. Our goal is to keep Draft2Digital a place where authors can publish with confidence. That means continuing to invest in our tools, maintaining strong relationships with retailers, and protecting the legitimacy of indie authors and the trust that readers place in indie books. If you have questions, additional details can be found on our account status page, or you can read our updated terms of service. You can also reach out to our support team via our Contact Us form at any time. We appreciate your trust in Draft2Digital, and we remain committed to developing and protecting opportunities for indies to reach readers. Sincerely, Chris Austin, CEO of Draft2Digital. But I'm like, Chris, your guys are already taking a cut of the pie. You're taking commission in order to maintain your website. Why not just raise the commission that you're taking from that cut of the pie, and we would just raise our book prices? Like, that makes sense. Or we would just be like, okay, you know what? I don't really care. I just want my book to be in people's hands. The fuck, Chris Austin? But people are ripping on you left and right, my dude. And frankly, it's kind of funny. Let me see. Can I get to threads from here? Can I get threads up on here? Because I'll happily share my shit. Okay. I found more stuff. Let me see about sharing my screen. Okay, wrong screen. Cintiq. There we go. Look, I can kind of figure out shit. I still gotta open that tab and continue delisting books. But now you can see my threads and hear Christmas music, and this video is definitely being demonetized later. It's fine. Enjoy the live stream of 30 minutes of me being a weirdo. But we've got one from Olivia Tilden. This is, I just opened threads on my computer. This is my first time opening threads on this computer, actually. I normally just use it on my phone. For those considering leaving Draft2Digital, I just saw the 20 book to 50K admin. I don't know who that is. I think that's a group of people. It was like 20 books to getting 50K. I think that's a group of people. I don't know how many books I have. I know all of them fit when I do the 25, but they don't all fit on 10 page, so whatever. I just saw the 20 books to 50K admin talk with the Draft2Digital rep. Some things to consider. If you delist your books but keep your account open, you don't get the $12 fee. Same goes for if you have the account just for royalty shares. I don't understand what that means by royalty shares, but okay. I'm gonna click on this because it says there's 5 parts to this. They examined a number of options, and based on how AI spammers work around their previous attempts to prevent spam, they found this was the least impactful way to discourage it while allowing legit authors to participate. Not really. So I've got 25 per page. Up until recently, AI spammers would open an account and then upload dozens of books within the first month. They set up a trigger for this and have since declined up to 70% of submitted titles. Spammers realized that opening one account and uploading 50 books would get them banned, but opening 50 accounts with 1 book each would evade the tools they had to catch them. So the new account fee addresses that. Honestly, these AI people, they probably don't give a fuck how much money they're spending. Because, like, I care about, like, the small indie people. My buddy. It's so enraged it wants to cough up all the mucus in it. But to catch those who got around the tools, they need to do the $12 fee to encourage spammers to deactivate the accounts or to condense accounts into a way that they can catch them. I mean, I'm pretty sure someone can go, hey, I believe this book is AI, and if Draft2Digital is like the person that's sending that book to the store, they can like manually review it to see if it's AI or not, but okay. Simply increasing the percentage taken wouldn't discourage spammers in the same way that this fee does. I mean, that fee wouldn't probably discourage scammers anyway, because they probably have it set up and people are buying it without realizing it's AI, and by that point, they've already made their money. And discouraging spammers is important because many of their partners were getting very frustrated by low quality content. Based on what was shared, I guess the $12 fee could be temporary until they find a better way to detect low quality books, or it may eventually shift to waive the fees with certain account ages and or activities that legitimize you as an author. They do seem committed to partnering with indies, which, duh, they don't exist without us. Yeah. And someone says, I have an account, but I've never had a title listed with them, and it's showing that I have a fee due in December. And someone's saying, to list your before your anniversary and then list again afterwards. And this is exactly what those spammers will do. What Draft2Digitals have done solves nothing, sadly. It only makes things harder for indies. Oh, that's an interesting idea, yeah. And then so it was like, hey, isn't that group affiliated known for being pro AI? Yeah. Someone's saying like their friend has an account and they've never uploaded a book and they're still getting a fee. So I'm like, this is useful information. I'm gonna lock it to come back later. Alright. This one is interesting. Like, there's so many, like, interesting things that are happening. Let me see if I can't pop up the very first one that showed me that shit was weird and not right and copacetic. Okay, it's gonna be under my repost. I repost a lot of shit. Draft2Digital is doing some shit. Alright. So, this was posted by K-Works on Paper. I follow them, and I got a phone notification for this thread when it went out. And it says, last year I made $118 with Kindle Direct Publishing and $147 with Draft2Digital. That's the difference in how much an author makes having one book in Kindle Unlimited versus 3 books available wide. Now Draft2Digital has the audacity to want people to pay them to have an account with them. Like, I'm so sorry to the people who boycott Amazon. I put up with less income so my books could be accessible to you. But at this rate, it'd be easier, cheaper, and more lucrative to just be exclusive to Amazon. And then there's a second part that says, and sure, I've made enough on Draft2Digital last year that these new fees won't affect me, except there's no way to know if I'd make enough this year to avoid said fees. Next payment must be in. So There's no way of knowing whether they'll make the fees even higher by this time next year. Draft2Digital just lost all my trust in them, right? And I lost all my damn trust too. Because I was kind of like annoyed and bummed that Smashwords merged with them, because I was just like, oh great, it's a new people. Why? And then I was like, okay, I can publish physically. I can do like print on demand physical publishing. That sounds cool. I like the idea of that. And I've been preparing to get that started. And then they did this shit. And then I was like, this is the first I've heard of Draft2Digital having fees to publish books with them. I originally published with Smashwords and switched over with the merger. When did those fees become a thing? And they told me they only sent out an email today/yesterday. And I was like, I haven't gotten this email. I meant email, but I was typing fast because like I was on break. Or I accidentally deleted it and didn't notice it. I'm going to check my trash and spam. I've seen other people say they haven't gotten it yet. It's ridiculous that they'd implement this with zero warning and not even get the email out to everyone. I found the email in my spam folder, but it is messed up. They just rolled it out without warning. I started publishing it with Smashwords and I merged my stuff over when they did the merger. I don't even know if I have the OG Word docs of my books anymore. I'll have to find somewhere else to publish my books now. And you're like, yeah, it sucks. I wish there was a way to use Smashwords without using Draft2Digital. Yesterday without warning. Well, I guess I'll have to move all my books elsewhere. Last year, I only made $4 in sales with them. Yeah, because I made like $4 or $5 with them. And then I know I had like another conversation with them at some point. Oh yeah, I think I replied. Because I remember I asked, I have a few of my books on Amazon through Draft2Digital currently. I'll have to look into seeing if I can delist them from Draft2Digital and publish them to just Amazon itself. Though it does suck that Amazon has a thing about it having to be exclusive to them, if I can recall correctly. And K-Works explained, you can share on Amazon without being exclusive. It's only being on Kindle Unlimited that makes it exclusive. The warning of if you make a Kindle Direct publishing account and you move your books over, the book listing from the Draft2Digital version might not merge with the new listing you put up. So you could lose reviews and stuff. I had that happen to me when I moved my books over from Draft2Digital to Kindle Direct publishing a few years ago. And I'm like, that's perfectly fine. Thank you very much for letting me know. And it is perfectly fine for me because none of my books have reviews at this moment. People have bought them, they've never reviewed them, and that's fine. And this was another one that is it's posted by author Asher Payne. And it's a thing from Barnes & Noble's press, which I guess is Barnes & Noble's publishing system. It says, screams in "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" And it says, Barnes & Noble's press. Hello, Asher. At Barnes & Noble's Press, our mission has always been simple: to empower independent authors and creators. To continue providing the best experience for our author community, we're introducing a few updates to our Barnes & Noble's press policies. These changes are designed to protect independent authors as well as maintain the quality of the content on our platform. Minimum retail price for printed books. So this is a change only for their printed books. And let me tweak the size of my face so you can also read it along with me. I care. Barnes & Noble's Press print books must have a retail price of $14.99 or more due to increased shipping and printing fees associated with print projects. This... Good job, Kofi. Yeah, Ko-fi might be a place where I might publish some of my books in EPUB or PDF format. I'll have to figure it out. I might either do my Ko-fi or my Patreon. It says due to increased shipping. La, la, la. There. I got distracted by the song. Yeah, so due to the increased printing fees associated with like the printing, they're just like, hey, in order to print a book with us, you have to have it 15 or more. This change helps ensures the authors can cover the cost and earn royalties on the sales of their books. Starting April 22nd, 2026, which is in a couple of days because today's the 15th. Yeah, that's next week. Our platform will not allow the creation of new listings for less than $14.99. If you have any titles retailing for less than $14.99 on May 14th, 2026, we will begin removing those listings from sale. To avoid your projects being removed, you can change the price at any time by logging into your Barnes & Noble's Press account and updating your project's price. So that is what's up with that right now. And underneath it, and someone's like, I am being so genuine here. $15 is reasonable for a book. Why would you want it cheaper? I don't understand why this is more than a minor annoyance, but that's 100% my own lack of experience. And someone explaining that if you're forced to sell it for 15 or more, it could deter potential buyers. And someone like, I write novellas, they retail for like $10 to $12, making them 15 feels too high for how short they are. That's also a thing. Someone's saying everyone else has mentioned other books, but I'm going to mention children's books. Children's early readers books shouldn't be $15. Yep. And someone explaining like novellas. And this is one I liked earlier. Woo, they're making it hard to access the board for authors, especially indie, but people... hard across the board for authors, especially indie. But people keep saying they don't want Amazon to have a monopoly, but other platforms are doing this dumb shit. And I guess emojis just don't load on Chrome. And someone's like, this is destroying my poetry books I have in their platform. $15 for a poetry book is too much to ask, especially for indie, when you're trying to be competitive to trad offers. And also making readers want to take a chance on you. Not to mention Draft2Digital is charging yearly fees for authors who make less than $100. I'm exhausted, right? Oh, someone mentioned Ingram Sparks. I've heard of Ingram Sparks. I haven't had any things with it. As a reader, looks like I'm done buying physicals that aren't special edition from Barnes & Noble's. $15 for a paperback is wild. Ingram Spark doesn't have this, and they distribute to Barnes & Noble's. So that's gonna be odd down the line. I don't even know, like, I'll have to look in to see, like, how Ingram Sparks works. Yeah. And then this one is one that caught my attention because it kind of really encapsulates it. It's only $1 a month. This is not why people are mad. They sprung this on everyone with zero notice. Emails are still going out, but the policy is live. Did not make it easy to suspend our account if we aren't actively using the service. Are only charging small indies who don't make much money, so it's negatively impacting small or new authors or those who are in KU. I don't know. I think Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, it's impacting small new authors or those who are in KU. I don't know what KU stands for right here. and only use Draft2Digital for library option. Not everyone can afford $12 either. Check your privilege. A faciet, I don't know what this word means. The notice is also inconsistent for everyone. Existing accounts aren't all seeing it happen 1 year from today. It's on their account anniversary wherever that falls. This month, next month, November. Not this month, it's effective May 14th. Not really the point, since the maintenance affects authors at different times and should have been set for May 14th, 2027 for all existing accounts based on the account birthday, and not have it impact, say, March accounts until 11 months from now, and May accounts until May accounts next month. Mine, I think, says this year. Let me look at it again. Yeah, the email I have says May this year. Oh no, I think I misunderstood it. Like, they're saying it should have been set for May next year, but yeah, it's all wibbly wobbly. Like, if I go through my account, where is it? All my stuff is delisted. My accounts. I guess accounts in it. Yeah, it says my next maintenance fee is due February 23rd, 2027. Yeah, that's what it says right here. So it says I owe fees on 2027, which is annoying. Yeah, but it's a lot. Spot on. My biggest achievement today is not swearing at an author who told me that the fee is negligible and authors aren't taking their writing seriously enough if they're not over the earnings threshold. I have cleansed my heart of their entitled filth by coming to Fred's to find decent folk. Yeah, like, I love writing and I publish my books online because I enjoy them and I want to share them with y'all. That's why, like, I made them a really easy to get price. I made them $1. And most of the stuff I'm writing is like short stories and one-shots right now. And so I'm like, $1 seems like a good price, seems like a fair price. And you're saying you want me to, like, because, like, I wrote a whole bunch of books, and the reason I staggered them all out is because I'm book covers. I haven't done the book covers yet. My stream avatars is above my webcam. And so, like, that's one of the reasons I just haven't done it. Like, so I've been writing Cute Fluffy Gay Shit. It's a series of cute fluffy gay short stories. And I have 6 of the stories written. 5 and 6 haven't been published yet because I have not sat down and worked on the book cover. Because I make all my book covers myself. And now I gotta go through, and I'm probably gonna remake book covers, probably go through, maybe do some small tweaks in editing to like the books, the old books, before publishing them anywhere else, because like they were written in high school and whatnot, and there might be probably a typo or three. Who knows? And make them like a little bit better. I'm only gonna fix typos. I'm not rewriting a whole book. Account birthday is also ridiculous. I made my account in August because I was playing around, learning and seeing how it all works. I didn't publish until January. They weren't hosting a single thing for 5 months, but I'm expected to make $100 in just 7 months after publication when I'm not American and the exchange rate sucks. I hate this. And it has completely ruined the excitement I had for my plans to go wide in 10 days. Also, offers who have money sitting with them because it isn't enough for Draft2Digital payout. They are 1,000% making interest on that money. They owe me like $12 that I will probably never see because I pulled my ebook off their platform when I went back to KU, which is Kindle Unlimited. I like to put it back on whenever I pull out a KU, but not if they're going to charge me for it. I'd be paying them to have my books on there with no profit because I only made like $30 total from them. Right? Total from Draft2Digital. Because like I think I migrated over at some point last year in 2025. I don't know, all I made was like $4 or $5. If that. And that's from like looking at the charts. And I downloaded like the sales reports that I got, and it says I earned even less because of their cut of the products. So I'm like, man, I ain't earned shit. So yeah. There's a lot of us angry. This amuses me. Draft2Digital. We're charging a $20 sign-up fee and a $12 maintenance fee in order to ensure slop doesn't get published and tarnish the reputation of indie books. Also, Draft2Digital. We allow books partially or fully generated by AI to be published as long as a human edited it. Because that makes it okay, clown emoji. You utter toenail. From a keeping your business running perspective, I understand sign-up fees, but don't do it under the altruistic guide while stabbing the people you're helping in the back. Screenshots from their email and website for reference. I'm just tired of this, Grandpa. Yeah, and this is the stuff. This is from the email. Does Draft2Digital have a content policy about using AI or AI assistants in manuscript? While we support AI-assisted content, we do not accept content that has been generated entirely by AI/learning language models that has not gone through extensive editing from a human. Draft2Digital does not accept non-credentialed nonfiction content produced by AI and may require further documentation of subject matter and expertise. Reposting that. So, yeah. Also, it's not like they don't make money. They get commission on every book sold. Yep, they get a cut of the pie. Like I said earlier, I was selling my books for $1 and I would make 59 cents if that book sold, if a copy of that book sold. And many of the books I had were listed for free. If you're so desperate for money, just raise the commission a little. Or to prevent slop, charge if people upload something like more than 3 in a year. Sure, that might make a publisher charge, but I'm willing to pay that. They also make money on changes, so it's not like they've gotten nothing or that it's free. Right? They're constantly getting shit. Just a reminder to my author friends who are pulling out of Draft2Digital, Kobo is relatively easy to use and doesn't charge a fee. Plus, you can be part of their Kobo Plus program. I use them separately from Draft2Digital because the royalties are better. Kobo also distributes to Overdrive. I'm still uncertain about Draft2Digital. If I don't see them walking back this decision after massive backlash I've seen, then I'll be pulling my books and only using Amazon and Kobo, I guess. Let me write down Kobo. Where are my... Thanks. Yeah. Possible places to publish my book. Are you on Basic? Yeah. Because I do have it set up. I need to work things on getting my books on Google Books. And then Amazon is KDP, which is Kindle Distribute Program. Amazon KDP. Because you know your girl is gonna be doing a lot. My Kofi. You want to commission me? Help a girl out. This is useful advice. I'm gonna repost it in case anyone else follows it. I checked Draft2Digital earlier and I have 127 in unpaid royalties. I think I've made $10 in total the last 2 years there. Being able to give away copies on Smashwords with a coupon was nice, but not if it's costing me $12 a year. Someone says, I'm just switching everything to Amazon at this point. I know some authors hate it, but I've only sold one book that wasn't from Amazon in all my Draft2Digital Ingram days, 5 years. I have my books on Kobo as well, which does mean I'm not in KU, but Kobo has Kobo Plus, and I get most of my money from them that way. Not a lot, but it's more than 127. That's my current plan. Most of my Draft2Digital sales are through Hoopla, so I'm hoping there's a way to still keep my books on there. And someone's like, if you find another way to use Hoopla, let me know. Yeah. So there's Kobo. No one knows how to get onto Hoopla. They won't walk back unless enough people actually making a profit also leave. Losing people who weren't making Draft2Digital any money anyway won't bother them at all. The public backlash has been intense, though. That will hurt them in the long term. They've destroyed all the trust and favor people have had in them with one single stupid decision. People looking for a new platform will avoid them. Why would anyone want to use a new platform that can't be trusted to at least follow the expected rules, i.e. notifying of changes to terms of services, terms and conditions, well in advance of those changes being made, right? Because you only have a month. I have been debating for a while to go direct with them, but I wasn't sure when I distributed through them on Draft2Digital, but I guess I can fully go direct with them. I will have to look into Kobo. Right? If I'm not making more than $100 on Draft2Digital, then where the fuck do they think I'm going to get $12 from? This is just going to result in a bunch of offers leaving Draft2Digital not paying them. And this is... Before deleting your Draft2Digital account, remember that we still have a month before the fee is implemented, which means there's still time for Draft2Digital to walk it back. Things you can do right now. Write a letter to Draft2Digital and cross-post it to social media. Tag them if you can so they know it's there. If you're a member of an organization that supports indie authors like Ali, reach out to them. If Draft2Digital receives backlash from these bigger groups, it's more likely that they will change. Research alternative platforms like Ingram Spark so you're prepared if the changes do go through. Ingram Spark, gonna write that down. And you might notice I write sideways. Just a habit. Just a habit. The girl writes sideways. Yeah. Someone said 100% do this if staying with them is important to you, but for me personally, I've lost all trust in them. They've proven that they're happy to use corrupt and underhanded tactics, and even if they walk back this one, who's to say they won't try something equally sleazy down the road? Someone said, nope, I emailed them to delete my account last night. I don't trust that they won't try to screw me over again in the future, so cutting my losses now. Right? I've got all my stuff delisted, and then once I need to set up Google, I need to set up Amazon, I need to set up Kobo. That's gonna be a whole fun little dilly-dally. Honestly, I used to recommend Draft2Digital for everything. After this new policy and their lack of transparency about it, no more. I've been with them since before they merged with Smashwords, and I just have no words, only disgust. Right? Someone said, real talk. Draft2Digital, $1 is nothing to me. But that's not true for everyone. I've got no problem with a company making money. But let's explore why this is getting people pissed. Lack of adequate notice. 1 month, and they roll it out before notifying every user. That's not enough time for people to plan or pivot. Add in that you can't cancel your Draft2Digital account without a support ticket, and this debacle has support overwhelmed. Oh yeah, I saw a thing. It was a screenshot on Blue Sky. Like, they can't cancel their account because their support is overwhelmed. That's some pretty shitty business at best. Inherent inequity. The reasons given for the fee are the company is losing money on smaller accounts, and fees will help stem the tide of AI slop. Both could be done more equitably, i.e. in ways that don't penalize newer or smaller authors, and more effectively than the anti-AI claim. A 0.5% to 1% increase in their cut. Draft2Digital takes a percentage of each sale, which they do, is not going to be felt by most and would spread the cost out more reasonably. Especially since the people who are making like 100, 1,000 or so, like, that's gonna be fine. My books are really small. I write short stories. I don't mind if you take a bigger cut. It's cool. I mostly publish them now just to get like a couple of cents here and there, and I knew I was probably not going to see a royalty check from Draft2Digital anytime soon because I've earned so little money with them. A $1 book setup fee. Not a barrier to most folks, and again, more equitable. Fuzzier areas. It establishes the company can/will change things at a moment's notice, which shows a whole lot of distrust. Especially when those changes create a problem for many. In light of other issues indie authors are facing from Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, etc., it feels like yet another blow and hurdle placed in our path. Maybe not Draft2Digital's fault, but they're not operating in a vacuum. I'm not sweating $1 a month. I currently use Draft2Digital strictly for library distribution in paperbacks, which means I may or may not hit that $100 mark since neither of those is a major part of my earnings. But it is a hindrance for me taking my books back to wide. Amazon was the vast majority of my ebook sales. Added fees outside of Amazon does not encourage me to go wide again. I have a book coming out on April 19th. I do not have time to research and make changes to my publishing plan. Nobody is begrudging a business making money. They're pissy about the way the business is going about it. Especially at a time when indie authors are facing increased challenges, higher costs, greater restrictions, and the influx of AI books crowding the marketplace, making it harder for new or smaller authors to be seen, reduced revenues, and a whole slew of things that honestly feel like businesses are intentionally prying on indie authors. It sucks, and it makes it very hard to not get pissy or to give up. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I agree with this person. I also really, really need to pee. So give me a moment. Will I go pee? Enjoy the background music. Being the only one here, it's fine. Alright. I spent a little under an hour ranting and raving about this shit. But yeah. I'm gonna probably keep my eye on the Draft2Digital book drama. Because I actually really, really like it. And I'm in my 30s now, so I'm a little bit more nosy about the bullshit that's happening. And I'm also... I gotta start setting up book shit, but I'm also just like, I wanna just relax for my day. And I'll have to deal with setting up like stuff on the account. Also, my husband left and I'm lonely. So that could be stuff. And then someone... I like this one. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the fact that we have to reach out to customer service violates the law that went into effect in Maine as of January this year for easy cancellation of subscriptions or memberships. They called it the one-click law. We're supposed to be able to cancel our membership in any website or subscription service as easily as we were able to sign up. I think New York has similar. Most companies have a section in their TOS that clarifies what state governs their practices. I don't know how that applies in an online world and how states like Maine can enforce laws that are different than the ones where the company is based, but yeah. It's a shitty practice for sure. Nothing should be that difficult, especially when you pull something like this that's pretty much guaranteed to have folks abandon you post-haste, which is really what's happening. Nope. Yeah. Draft2Digital really said, what if we only tax the poor authors? Good job, Kofi Streambot. You're doing what you should. Yeah. We're gonna search. We're gonna search Draft2Digital. And someone from 21 hours. And someone going, yeah, this is especially galling. Yeah. Yeah, because Matchwords is where I started. Let's start with, like, the latest. Let's skim for the latest. We'll skim for this for a little bit. Draft2Digital really saw the whole poor people should shoulder the taxes while billionaires pay none system and thought, hey, that should be us. I like this. The deed has been done, Draft2Digital indie author. I was expecting to wait a little longer. I'm in the business of keeping my readers happy, and I can't do that if I'm not happy with the platforms who claim to want what's best for me and do what they did. And this is an email from support. Your books, if any, have started the delisting process. Please allow 1 to 3 days for retailers, 7 to 5 days for subscription sites, audiobooks, and blah, blah, blah. If you have payments owed, you will be paid any final funds owed to you as long as your account meets the following. You have valid tax info on file, valid payment method, blah, blah, blah. Oh, let me make sure I have a valid payment method. I don't even know what my payment method for Draft2Digital was at this moment. Where are you? Payment options. It's loading. I'm just making sure I'm not a robot. The payment threshold was $10, and it says I have valid tax information. Yeah, so I have my bank on file, my savings account, and everything. So I've got stuff. Seeing so many posts from writers who are leaving Draft2Digital and many who are contemplating giving up publishing altogether. This is terrible and cruel. They may not sell many copies, but they could be good stories, even someone's favorite story, and now they may never get shared. And so what I'm planning on doing is, even if like I don't get directly into like publishing ebooks, I'll probably have like my stories on Patreon. I'll have them on Ko-fi, and you'll be able to find and get them there as PDFs. But that is very, very sad. Draft2Digital recommitting to their part in the starving artist trope, I see. And this is from a day ago. Draft2Digital just dropped the news on their blog that they'll be charging everybody who sells less than $100 a year a maintenance fee. Note, they already make a commission off of every sale. And this is a blog about it. Let's see if it's got anything new. So this is from the 14th. Let me move my face so you can see more of the information. Look at that. Where's my face? This was published yesterday. And their announcements. I don't follow their blog. But it's pretty much the same shit. It was the same thing as the email I received and I read aloud. But yeah. You fucked up. So Draft2Digital, the platform I use to distribute Gloam World everywhere except Amazon, has announced that they're introducing annual fees. Still using them for now, but gonna look into Lulu. Don't know what Lulu is, but I shall write it down and also look into Lulu. If anyone is on Facebook and in the 20 bucks to 50K, they got a more detailed explanation on why Draft2Digital made their changes. Not saying I agree, but I like having information. I shall also look at it. This isn't available right now. Okay. When this happened, it's usually because the owner shared it with a small group. Okay. I've got notifications over here. Hold on. I hardly ever open Facebook. It's mostly friends' birthdays. A couple of people reacting to the... alright. So we can't read that. Which is sad, but it is what it is. Please note, if you buy my books anywhere other than Amazon/Kindle or my PayHip store, they may be going away in the near future. Draft2Digital is considering charging nearly half of what I make on those other platforms combined in maintenance fees every year. No one's told this person. So after the Draft2Digital bullshit, I've decided to remove Shade Curse from sale for now. I don't know what I will do in the future. I don't see how penalizing offers who make lower sales numbers helps anyone. They could have charged every person a fee. But instead, they chose to build the entire foundation of their business on people who likely can't afford the hit. Why not charge on a sliding scale? If you sell more, you pay more. Starting from 0 for people who sell under $10 and scaling to 15 a year for those who sell 10K. There is no reason for this. I'm tired and I'm lost and I'm not having fun anymore. There is no good way to publish because the publishing industry, from indie printers to the big 3 publishers, is rife with greed. It is a chore. Again, I don't know what I'll do with Shade Curse and the sequels. I'm not even mad. I'm just blank. It is ridiculously frustrating, and now on top of everything else, it's just that much more expensive. Right? Like, I feel you. I feel you. Because that is bullshit. Got distracted. The new Draft2Digital may be chump change, but I don't even make chump change. Hate to go crawling back to Amazon though. Maybe this is a sign to just unpublish everything forever. That is sad. My response to Draft2Digital fees and other things. So they have their own response on their own website. What's the art of it? Yeah, see, they have like their whole blog. I'm not gonna read all of that at this moment, but I'll probably read that in my own time. Self-published author friends. This is insane email from Barnes & Noble's. What the fuck? No more than 100 books and they start deleting. Removing titles that don't meet minimum sales. What the hell? I've been publishing since 2011. I have 145 titles. AI deluge screwing us, but still, it's war on indies. And Draft2Digital is going to start charging you if you don't make over $100. So this is under our content policy. Barnes & Noble's press may remove titles or close accounts at our sole discretion. This may include titles that do not meet our minimum sales requirements or that otherwise fall outside our guidelines. Click here to view the complete Barnes & Noble's press content policy. New title limit. A single Barnes & Noble's press account will have a limit of 100 individual titles. Each title can be available in both print and digital format and count as one of the 100 titles you can publish. Starting May 14th, 2026, if you have over 100 titles listed on a single Barnes & Noble's account, we may remove titles from sale at our discretion to bring your account in line with the 100 title limit. You also have the option of removing titles yourself at any time by logging into your Barnes & Noble's press account and taking the project off sale. If you're interested in publishing more than 100 titles, please reach out to our ebook merchant team via this. Oh, that's bullshit. Oh, that sucks. Like, that, no. Oh. Barnes & Noble's and Draft2Digital just woke up and chose fucking violence on indie authors this week, apparently. And I just came in here and stumbled upon it because I publish with Draft2Digital, and I'm glad I saw someone and got a notification from someone on Threads about it. Because I was going to be very confused because my email was in the fucking spam folder. And someone saying, guess I need to take a few days off of writing to deal with this Draft2Digital nonsense. At least I already have a way for readers to get my books directly. And then he lists his website. That is an awesome way of handling it. Right? And I'm about to start using my Patreon and Ko-fi for that. So if you're interested, that's where that will be. And I'll have to update my in cards and stuff. And a lot of things. Because holy shit. Because also, like, I've been talking and hyping up my books and what I've been working on. And I've got videos scheduled for my Story Nook channel up until, like, May or June. And now I'm going to have to add in the comment section or in the descriptions, like, hey, this shit went down, and now none of my books links work. So I'm also going to have to remove the book links, because they're in the description of my videos. Like, they're a description of all of my videos, and I'm going to have to go and remove those now. Me, upon hearing the Draft2Digital policy update in Shification Network. Right? So, Draft2Digital, not cool. This is my Patreon blog post about it. Because, like, yeah, I also got in on it. So, like, this is me explaining what the situation, that the email was found in my spam folder, and I didn't find out until I saw someone on Threads, because I got a notification from it. And what I learned, probably going to do just Amazon and Google for now, because I don't make that many sales. I do have an issue with Google. My titles tend to be simple, like sunbathing, breakfast, or like the theme of what the story is. So it's probably going to be longer stories or characters' names. So you're going to know the characters' names. It's going to be like Casey, X Donald, Kelpie Makes Dinner. It's probably gonna be that. Kelpie Makes Dinner is published on Google. I don't even think I've made a single sale on Google. Like, I published the one book and did not go anywhere else. Yeah. You sign in. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. I have, in the past 12 months, made 0 sales on Google. So I have 1 book live. So I'm going to change it to the Google ebook listing and then set up Amazon, cause fuck. Cause all I have live on my Google is the Kelpie Makes Dinner. Because it was like, hey, this title doesn't fit, and I never retitled the second one. Fuck Draft2Digital for its new fees. Absolutely fucking disgusting. Decision that betrays the trust of everyone using the platform. I'll be looking into other places to publish my books in the future. Decision makers at Draft2Digital should be ashamed. And before anyone thinks I'm making this shit up, this is an actual response from Draft2Digital. I already shared the full email response in an earlier post, but this little section has bothered me. What do you mean active selling offers? I am actively working on my marketing daily. My lack of sales isn't from lack of effort. This is really pointing out the divide in the indie author community. Those who have and those who strive with little to no success. We understand the concern about timing. This wasn't a decision we made lightly, and we worked to keep the threshold and fee as limited as possible so that active selling authors are not impacted. I appreciate you raising this. It's the kind of perspective we need to hear as we continue refining how we support authors in the changing market. Not cool. Regards, Dan from Draft2Digital. I'm gonna repost that. This is in Spanish. I can't read Spanish, sadly. Seeing a lot of authors talking about leaving Draft2Digital, I get it, but leaving doesn't remove dependence. It just moves it. The real question isn't should I leave, it's how dependent do I want to be? And that is a good point. Which is why I'm about to start looking into diversifying. It took me less than 45 minutes to yank my books from Draft2Digital, 27 in all. I want to put more effort into editing the covers and content now since I've learned a lot. This is a parody of Reading Rainbows. It's about getting high. I apologize. So we have to pay to justify our presence. Most of us joined Draft2Digital because it was free. That was the appeal, and it's gone now, Draft2Digital. Draft2Digital decision to charge small authors to use their site is so fucking scummy. If you need maintenance fees so badly, why are you charging your clients who already don't make a lot from you and not adding the charge to those who do make money using your distributions, right? Someone made that earlier. More publishing drama. Another day, another publishing drama. Yesterday, I received emails from the 2 of the publishing platforms I use to distribute my books, Barnes & Nobles and Draft2Digital. Each platform is making changes, some saying it's because of the number of AI books flooding. So this one goes to their personal site. I'll probably read that later. So that is going to be fun and annoying, tiring. And also it's 7 p.m. now. So I made earrings. I made this cute little chow earring with acrylic charm. It's adorable. This webcam can't focus on shit. He has a broom. He's sweet. I've also got a chow on a rubber ducky float. had plans to open up and still have plans to open up like a little shop on Ko-fi, so I guess I'll be adding my books to that. I might also just, I need to get a different kind of stapler, and I might just sell, like, you know, shitty print out copies on copy paste paper, like paper copies, and just sell those that way. Let's see if that works, I guess. With recent news around Substack and Draft2Digital stirring up the author community, I thought I'd write a word or two about it. But seriously, if anyone's struggling in their online presence, I'm here to help, right? I've been struggling with my online presence for years. I hate the jump on the bandwagon, but $12 a year isn't cost effective for what I do. So I'm leaving Draft2Digital too. The process, by the way, seems to be using the contact forms, account closure requests, per the TOS. You don't even need a reason. Find my books on Amazon, I guess. Right, and I reposted that. So, this is gonna be a lot, and it's gonna continue to be a lot. And I might be live talking about this shit tomorrow. Who knows? Remember to stay safe. Drink water. Stay hydrated. All that good jazz. I think I got a swallow or two left in here. And I'll keep you posted on where I get my books uploaded at and all that good jazz, because it's gonna take a minute. I now have a backlog of, hold on. I have 21 books that I'm gonna have to go through and reformat and edit, because like I have them in EPUB file now, so I know I have them. I don't know if I have the original documents for them, but I'm gonna have to go through, edit them, figure out all their shit, and then set them up for publishing either on Amazon, Google, all that good shit. So this is gonna be fun. Great. I'm gonna want to pull out my hair for a while. And now I'm just tired and I want to like lay down and take a nap. But yeah, this is all of them. These are the sales reports from last year and so far this year. But yeah, this is all of them. I have them in EPUB, and then I converted them into PDF files so that I could open them, because I don't have an EPUB reader on this computer. So I'm gonna open them PDF and probably just like retype them or go through them and all that and see if I have the original Word document anywhere. If I know I have a couple that are probably floating around in Google Docs. Like Emmy's whole story, I have books 1 through 3. 3 has not been finished. It's been in work in progress hell. Legit, I stopped working on it for a while. I need to go back to it. But yeah. Have a great day. Stay hydrated. Remember to tell people you love them, those that you do love. Remember to stay hydrated. Remember to eat something. And remember, while it is bleak right now, there's probably going to be a way. I have multiple ways I can publish my books right now. I might not make any money from them, but there are ways I can publish my books. I have a blog I write on. I can publish my books that way, and you'll just get them chapter by chapter. I have my Patreon. I can just put them there, and that'll be another perk for the Patreon members, as you guys get access to be able to read those books there. I've got my Ko-fi. I could set them up and just sell them through my Ko-fi like that. We'll figure it out, and I will figure it out. There are these other places: Ingram Sparks, Amazon Kindle distribution program, Kobo, Google Books, Lulu. I saw written in one comment earlier. I don't know what it means, but we've got options, and we're gonna we're gonna see ourselves through this, I'm sure. But for now, have a great day. Remember to stay safe, stay healthy, eat all your food. Also, I did make sure to copy over my blurbs, because I was just like, I wrote this book forever ago. I remember vaguely what some of it's about, but I'm glad like I still have the blurbs for them. So that's great. So yeah. Bye bye.